close and hold me fast. The magic spell you cast. This is la vie en rose.
Bonjour, I'm Vivienne, and welcome to the beautiful Loire Valley of France, home to the world's most spectacular fairy tale castles. It is also the location of my home, a small neo-Renaissance chateau, which I share with my husband Simon, daughter Isabella, and our delightful pets. However, this is not our first chateau. For 17 years, we lovingly restored and adored a much larger castle until we decided to downsize. Now we're doing it all again, just on a smaller scale. So join us for some chateau fun, chateau life, chateau renovations, chateau travel, chateau food, and chateau love. We are going to have another adventure today. Here we are at the incredible Château du Clos Lucé, the final home of Leonardo da Vinci, where we've been invited to a private lunch celebrating the opening of the galleries Leonardo da Vinci, and we have a very special guest arriving today. Actually, two guests, Stephanie Jarvis of the Chateau Diaries and Philip. So we are just waiting for them to arrive, and then we'll be able to go inside, and we have so many fun things waiting in store. Isn't this a splendid invitation? The Château du Clos Lucé is a privately owned chateau, and as ambassadors or patrons of the chateau, we often receive lovely invitations to private events and even handwritten Christmas cards from the owner, François Saint-Brice, and his lovely family. Most of us worldwide live near cultural centers, and often the cost of patronage is far lower than one might think. Supporting our museums and other establishments, especially during difficult financial times, is necessary for their survival. And how nice that they've even agreed for us to take you along with us to the grand opening of the Leonardo da Vinci galleries. Why, thank you. We are
so good to see you.
We just met in the car.
Hello.
Hello.
Phone to phone.
We're both filming.
We can see each other's faces. Isn't that incredible? I love it.
It's so good. It's so good. Oh my God, Philip, you win the day.
That's a lovely suit.
Just look
You
fabulous.
look great. You look great. Super.
I feel I haven't been to a glamorous event since the beginning of COVID.
I don't think we have either, and so we are really delighted that you guys are joining us.
Thank you so much.
It's such a pleasure, and this is absolutely one of our favorite chateaux.
So what is this building behind you both?
The Château du Clos Lucé.
Okay.
Et voilà.
So that's the main chateau?
Yeah.
Okay. And where are we going now to eat?
A very exciting marquee
Exactly.
in Leonardo da Vinci's garden.
Okay. The guests outside.
I think he was quite private, actually.
Okay.
If only he'd known that 500 years later.
All of these people would have been arriving.
Your purple suit?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Good. See, now you can be inspired to pull it up.
It is.
Busting out the purple suit again.
It's a lovely suit. It's a Donna Karan suit, and I look like a mobster when I put it on.
We need a kind of glitzy party for that, I think.
Yes.
We do, preferably a mobster one. And I could come in
What's
with
the
a
theme of the
Tommy gun.
evening? All men wear purple suits. I'm down.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be really cool.
I think we should look for any excuse to get Philip to wear his transparent black lace t-shirt under a suit. That's become legend.
Yes. I haven't seen this.
That was for Selma's birthday.
Okay. So now I have to Google Selmar's birthday. Philip's sleigh suit.
It's the only piece of designer clothing that I own.
It's a t-shirt. Yeah.
Yes.
With a Versace lace.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Great.
Fantastic.
And what decade was that the thing to wear, particularly?
Yes, what decade
Where did that
was
come from?
fashionable?
What do you mean?
I'd like to say the 80s or the 90s because that would be perfect, wouldn't it? That would really be spot on.
I think it's very fashionable to wear it this decade.
I think it's quite new romantic.
I do too. I love it.
No, romantic, okay.
And we're going to go into lunch in just a minute. We are so excited about what we have in store today. It's going to be really exciting to see what the new galleries hold. It's all a tribute to the art of Leonardo da Vinci, and this is really going to be spectacular. We're also going to see inside the chateau, the gardens. The Chateau of Clos Lucé is actually, I think, our family's favorite. We've been coming here since Isabella was a tiny girl. She was absolutely obsessed with Leonardo da Vinci, not because of the art, but because of his scientific inventions. And so for our family, Da Vinci became a kind of symbol for art, for science, for technology, for creativity, for invention. And then of course, he spent his last few years here in the magnificent chateau behind us, where he was the closest advisor to King Francois I. And there's actually a secret tunnel in the chateau where they used to meet and go back and forth from the Chateau of Amboise to the Château Clos Lucé. This whole park and chateau are dedicated to the inventions and the art of Leonardo da Vinci. We're so glad you can all join us. So here we have the chateau in the background, people filing in for the opening of the galleries. Simon with his little pass. And
Can I just add something?
yes,
That over here you'll see the spiral helicopter shape
yes,
from Leonardo da Vinci's designs and
Yes.
drawings. Yeah. What I like about the Crise Sanitaire is that everything has been made equal, and right on the leg of this sculpture
yes.
is a bottle of gel to wash your hands.
So you can try it out. It's like a playground for
So
adults,
it's like
but
an
you have to clean your hands first.
It's like the art has given way or surrendered to the fact that we're in a pandemic. So even the art has to have a bottle of gel hydraulique attached to it.
Hydraulic gel, as they call
No,
it in
not
French.
Hydroalcoolique, sorry.
Hydroalcoolique.
Yes.
Hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer. Very good.
What a lovely group of people and a very fashionable crowd. Including us, I think.
Isn't this magical?
This is nice, we have a breeze.
Eh bien, je vais demander votre attention. Je vous remercie tous d'être là. Madame l'ambassadrice déléguée permanente de la France auprès de l'UNESCO, Monsieur l'ambassadeur de la République du Vietnam, Madame la préfète d'Indre-et-Loire, Monsieur le président de la région Centre-Val de Loire, Monsieur le sénateur d'Indre-et-Loire, Monsieur le député d'Indre-et-Loire, Monsieur le maire de Loches, Monsieur le maire d'Amboise, Mesdames et Messieurs les ambassadeurs et les ambassadrices du Clos Lucé, chères familles, chers amis, c'est à la fois un très grand honneur et une très grande joie pour le Clos Lucé, notre famille et nos collaborateurs que de vous accueillir à l'occasion de cette inauguration de notre nouvel équipement culturel, les Galeries Léonard de Vinci, peintre et architecte.
For an event with so many people, we were served some absolutely lovely food. And also, thankfully, we were seated in the far corner so that we didn't need to disrupt anybody with our, hopefully, discreet little bit of filming with our phones. Nice, fresh summer dessert. Lunch was over far too soon, and then it was time to go see the new galleries. Here we have a marvelous sculpture dedicated to Leonardo's famous drawing of the Vitruvian Man. And walking up to the outside of the galleries, we couldn't help but take a few Mona Lisa selfies. What has all this vlogging done to us? These galleries seem to be mostly dedicated to the art and architecture of Leonardo da Vinci, though one of his greatest early inventions was that of the original flying machine, as well as the original helicopter, and video games have been created so that children can experience what it would have been like to fly through the sky with Leonardo's inventions. And he is also very well known for his staircase designs, including the double helix, or DNA staircase as it's known, which is found in the Chateau of Chambord here in the Loire Valley. And here we have my favorite part. Given their rarity, the paintings of Leonardo da Vinci are featured in only the world's finest galleries, and there are only a handful. However, here they are featured in an extraordinary light and sound show.
You can see the Château du Clos Lucé, and that's the main door to the chateau right behind us, but we're actually going to enter through a different door, and we're temporarily blocked with a school visit, so as soon as they go up the stairs we'll go through and show you the rest of the chateau. But that was a terrific visit down to the gallery. The new building they built is fantastic, and what's more, they've made it so that the kids can also really start to enjoy the story of Leonardo da Vinci and become introduced to the machinery and the inventions he had. So it's a great new space.
Stephanie and Philip are walking inside.
Stephanie and Philip are right ahead of us, and we better catch up.
That's Leonardo da Vinci's actual bed. To my knowledge, it was usually empty. Wonderful tapestries. Beautiful cabinet, all inlaid with ivory. Right next to the bed, Leonardo da Vinci himself. And a truly majestic fireplace.
So this is the bateau à aube, the paddle boat. Where would you like to go now?
I think Versailles for the evening.
Yes, absolutely. Can you go faster, please?
I feel that we should be pushing it into the water and see how far they get then.
Shall we go backwards? Alright, can we go one way?
Oh, I know what the problem is. We're not in the water.
Oh, well,
Oh, it would have been brilliant. If
yes.
I thought we were in the water. We're not.
Can we go one way?
And that is a truly wonderful ceiling. And a truly wonderful husband. Hello.
Do you want to see Maximilian?
So this is a portrait of Maximilian the First. Ooh, by... Oh no, I thought it was going to say Albrecht Dürer, but... Oh, it is Albrecht Dürer.
Yeah, it's done by Dürer, yeah.
Look at that, nailed it. And he clearly makes up in wealth for what he might have been somewhat lacking in beauty.
Yeah.
Although I've always liked a man with a prominent nose. Yours is hidden right now, but you've got a nice noble nose as well.
And he also has a coronavirus haircut.
He does. He's got the same haircut I gave you a few months ago.
Yeah, he has exactly. That's not how that works though, I've got to say.
That looks like fun.
This is a water wheel. A mill, is it? A hamster wheel, it might be.
Well, I can't wait to see you on the hamster wheel, sweetie. It is actually called the hamster wheel. It is the hamster wheel. The squirrel wheel. Okay, so this is my favorite thing. Simon, come back. Because I think the whole world needs to see this because it's my favorite thing ever. Simon, come back.
You're putting gel on my hand.
Now say what this is called, but say it in English.
This is a squirrel wheel.
A what wheel?
Squirrel wheel.
A what?
A squirrel wheel.
Squirrel.
What were you telling me about spies in the war?
It wasn't me. It was someone else. I think it was Pat.
They had to ask people to say squirrel in different languages because it's really hard in every language.
Mm-hmm. But Simon's got a wonderful little trill right there in the middle that always...
Do it again.
Squirrel.
No, come on.
Squirrel.
Now you're
Squirrel. Squirrel.
Oh, it's so good. Thank you, darling.
I don't know.
Run on us.
We are now walking into my favorite part of this whole museum, which is Leonardo da Vinci's studio. It's incredible to think that Leonardo himself worked and did some of his most famous work, as well as consulting to King Francois I, from this very room.
for you, Philip. You know that.
Oh, Philip, you're so strong.
Oh, I've always said that. Look at that. Is that
Wow.
very hard work?
Yes.
I thought you'd have to go in there and run. That would have been a lot more fun.
That's what I thought too.
Next time.
It's a lot of effort to build that wheel just to lift that stone.
How easy that is.
Okay, Stephanie has developed super strength in all of her editing. She can lift massive boulders.
With a single hand.
You could build the next Lalande as long as you have a hamster wheel.
Yes, you have to build this first.
The new wing.
Drill through
Exactly.
You just have to build this, drill through the stone,
Yes, easy.
put it on its back to tie
Do the
it,
drilling.
and then
Perfect.
you can lift it.
We've got it all figured out.
But
It's
only
great.
like that, and then like
Yeah, it goes side to side.
Then how do you've got to have this to be, you've got to make this mobile.
yes,
Otherwise, all you can do is lift the stone in that particular place.
exactly.
So
Exactly.
unless you can move it around the wall, or whatever it is you're trying to build.
We just need a sideways hamster wheel now.
Stone.
I think so. That sounds like a good.
I think
Very
that's,
sensible.
looking at Leonardo da Vinci's inventions, there are quite a few little flaws like this that I've spotted that you haven't really thought out a great deal. Like his tank. Have you seen his tank with the cannon
The wheels
in,
underneath,
right?
yeah.
But if you've seen a cannon fired, the recoil is enormous, and then to load it, you have to put the barrel at the front, right? But if you're in a tank with a piece of wood in front of you and the barrel's pointing out through the piece of wood out at the enemy,
Who's
how do you
going to
put
go
a
and
barrel?
load it?
How do you put a ball
George,
in
it's
it?
your turn again. Go
Go
on.
on.
Go on.
There you go.
I did it last
Here are the
time.
six balls. Run around and put them in.
Simon, if only you'd been alive in 1500 to put Leonardo da Vinci in his place.
I'm clearly missing something, but there's obviously.
Oh no, I'm sure. I'm sure you have it all sussed. And here is the private chapel. And I love these two weeping willows. They're stunning. It's beautiful. And this is Leonardo's study. And his cabinet de curiosités. Beautiful ceiling.
I think it's actually called a scientific cabinet,
The scientific cabinet. Ah, it is.
not cabinet of curiosities.
Well, that is a cabinet of curiosities right there. That's exactly what that is.
I know.
It's a lot of weird dead things
Well, apparently that was
on
science.
shelves.
That was science in your day.
It was.
I suppose it is today, isn't it?
So originally this room would have been covered in these frescoes. But now little is left except the exposed brick.
It's like one that's come up here and one that's come up here, but they've grown together up to this point and then they're split.
I don't know. I think that's fascinating. If that's one tree that's split to grow into two, that is really cool.
It's amazing that you spotted that.
The dining room with a reproduction of Leonardo's most famous work. We'll never get this close to it at the Louvre, so we can enjoy the reproduction while we're here. Through this window is the cafe. Isn't it beautiful? And in the distance, we can see the Grand Chateau of Amboise, where King Francis I lived. And he and Leonardo da Vinci would meet in secret, going via the secret tunnel. Look at these beautiful rose bushes. A formal garden just for the cafe and the gift shop. So, it's not the real Mona Lisa, but what do you think?
We were just discussing eyebrow fashions actually.
Ah,
And how they change through time.
indeed, yes. I'm rather glad we get to keep ours these days. That seems like a lot of work with some fairly
It does,
rudimentary
but
utensils.
I don't have much in the way. In fact, I'm basically painting them on every day. It would be easier for me to go down this route.
This is true.
Mummy doesn't have any really. It's amazing. It's in the family.
It's the struggles of blondes.
I would have fit right in then.
Well, she is very beautiful, with or without her eyebrows.
Yes, she is.
There's even a room with a holographic display of Leonardo discussing matters of great importance with commoners and kings.
Cela permettrait d'ordonner mes propos et de présenter mes dessins. Mon disciple Francesco Melzi a quelques idées à ce sujet.
And here we have the kitchens of Leonardo da Vinci. Magnificent tapestries. Unusually for his time, Leonardo was a vegetarian. And that's being represented here with some simple fruits and nuts. Look at the size of that fireplace. Yes. So, here we're in the wonderful basement where there are recreations of many of Leonardo's most famous inventions. And this is the secret passage that goes all the way to the Chateau of Amboise. And he was the inventor of the machine gun, cannons, all sorts of things that completely changed the face of history. He even invented the tank. The first steam hammer, water pumps, suspended bridges, and paddle boat. First ball bearings, hygrometric scales, the first car, and bicycle, and the first screw wrench. And we emerge into this beautiful rose garden. And I think it might be time for something refreshing to drink. Oh, look at those roses. They are wonderful. Slightly battered by our recent rains, but still doing just fine. So the name of our cafe is the Renaissance Terrace. And from the Renaissance Terrace, where we have these beautiful rose gardens, the lovely friends, and this wonderful potager down below, and the Chateau of Amboise in the distance. A really, really, really perfect day. This is such a lovely park. So we have the life-size original tank. Simon has a theory about its imperfections. It's looking very space age. We're also in these beautiful gardens, which makes it a little bit surreal. And how do we get inside? Ooh. Oh, they've closed it. We can't get in. So normally this would be open, but it's nearly closing time. And we'd hop in there and spin it like in a playground, and the whole thing would go around. So we have two choices. We can either break in or we can just do it next time.
Well, certainly they were fixed. So they're fixed cannon from what I can see from the drawing, but they're like a one shot and that's it. Unless you've got a brave soul who will come out with
George
with his cannonballs. And by the way, he needs someone to carry them behind, because you know these things are quite heavy.
With a wheelbarrow.
He's got someone behind him.
And don't forget, somebody's inside spinning it around as well.
The way you load these cannon is you put a charge of powder in first, right? Chunk. Throw a cannonball in.
Run.
Chunk, rod it in, right, like this. Move on to the next one, charge of powder, rod it in with the ball and so on, and then someone inside. Once you're in, and you say, okay, we're
So run like the Dickens.
Then you fire them all again.
That's my job, actually. I think we just, I
Yeah, that's you. So you're in here now, and you say, okay, are you ready? I run back in and say, yep, good. Boom. Okay, George.
How you going?
Oh, I just sat down.
I was just beginning my cup of tea.
And if you're lucky, nobody's charged the tank in that time and blown it up.
Well, here's another one we can play with. Oh yes. So the example of the suspension bridge.
Yeah.
There. Wonderful. And that's where we went to see the exhibit, isn't it?
Yep, that's it. I think.
Yes. And
on the other side there.
Beautiful building.
okay, now this is very clear, Simon. Please do not climb on the machine gun.
Don't worry.
I know you're tempted.
You know.
Okay, but
When I was younger, I might have, but not anymore. There's a green button though. Can I press that?
I think you can. Oh no, they've locked it.
Okay.
I'm afraid you can't. They put a padlock on it, sweetie. I'm afraid you can't fire the machine gun.
Can't fire the
But at
machine
least your hands are sanitized. So Philip is up on the lovely suspension bridge.
It's a lovely view from here. What can you see? You can see another
He can
bridge.
see us, of course. That's his lovely view.
That's pretty neat actually. So there's some ropes over there that oh okay. Turn the winch and it takes it up.
Bridge.
Yeah, you can lift the bridge.
You can lift the bridge.
Yeah. It's a suspension bridge. So there's a winch over there, you winch it up and then put it down. And there's a winch on both sides, I would think.
Yep,
So this is the suspension.
right there.
You look quite at home on it, Philip. Demonstration.
So now the floor in this model, right, is what happens when your arms get tired.
Simon's finding all the flaws in Leonardo da Vinci's inventions.
I think it's actually gonna move.
Yeah, you were landing earlier. You have a chance of taking off now. They're not going anywhere very fast.
Yeah, I think liftoff's going to be.
Yeah, I think we should take the cars.
Yes,
perhaps.
yes, I think so too. Well, we actually managed to be the very last people to leave Clos Lucé. That's what a wonderful time we were having. We got to see every inch of the property, and by the end of the day, we felt like it was our own. Simon, you see, is still illustrating how flying machines work with his arms. If you'd like to see our goodbye, make sure you check out Stephanie's vlog, The Chateau Diaries, where she features an episode about her visit to Clos Lucé with us. Here's the magnificent facade of the chateau. We couldn't finish off the perfect day with Stephanie and Philip at the Chateau du Clos Lucé without swinging into Amboise so that Simon can get a little bit of ice cream at the Gelateria Amorino, which is really wonderful. If you come to Amboise, you should get some.
Gelato. I have caramel, I have blueberry cheesecake, I have a little chocolate, and my favorite stracciatella.
So we're on the edge of Amboise, walking along right at sunset, and they're launching hot air balloons, which will probably fly over the Chateau of the Loire. And wouldn't that be a really fun thing to do one day?
The thing about Leonardo da Vinci is that he always thought about things in a much too complex way.
Right.
Okay, a few hundred years later, or a couple of hundred years later, someone's going to have the brilliant idea of just tying a balloon to a basket and making exactly the same thing that that would do, but actually working, being successful, you see.
Well, I still think it's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, this model didn't get working until, when do we have helicopters?
And
Between the
even
First
then,
and Second World War?
they're still not powered that way.
Yeah.
Not quite that.
So we're sitting at a little bar right on the banks of the Loire River. The sun's about to set. You can see the Chateau of Amboise right behind me, and we're watching the sky full of hot air balloons. Now I just need to get my courage up because I would absolutely love to do that. I bet it's so beautiful flying over the Chateau of the Loire Valley. But meanwhile, I'm here fixed firmly on the ground, waiting for my handsome prince to bring me a glass of hopefully champagne, but maybe white wine. Wish you were here to join us. A huge thank you to Francois Saint-Brice and his family for this magnificent invitation. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next week, lovely friends. And as usual, it's never au revoir, just à bientôt.
A world where roses bloom.